Hello, and welcome to another Nikke video. Sensor Tower has released some mobile sales data for the month of September, and I'll be discussing it. Please leave a like and a sub, and I hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, and here's all the data regarding Nikke, and not only Nikke, but a lot of games too. And here is the Nikke sales data here, went pretty much from 18 million to 14 million. Yeah, so Nikke went a little bit lower, but I think it's because a lot of people are waiting for the second year anniversary. Anyways, I'll talk a little bit more about this in a little bit. I want to actually talk about this website in general before I actually talk about all the other games. And just so you know, any data that has regarding with China here, just so you know that actually the numbers are pretty much a guesstimate at most. Since pretty much here by default, that's at 1.75x. Like say, for example, I put 5x here, see all the numbers jump by 5 times. So yeah, unfortunately, China is really the only one that has the data, and they don't really share that data too much. So I'm just gonna look at everything that's on this list, and then we'll look a little bit more in depth on Nikke in just a moment. Right here, we'll just look at pretty much the top earners here. It's pretty much Love and Deep Space, Honkai Star Rail, Naruto Impact. Wow, they did a lot. Also Genshin Impact here did too good. A lot of these did pretty much 20 plus million easy there. Let me go a little bit more down here where we have like Monster Strike 31 to 24 million there. Just a little dip. And Umumuze Pretty Derby here goes from 19 to 23, which I think that's already coming to global as well. I think that's coming pretty soon there. Zone Zero here did really good, 16.19 million there. DBZ Dokkan Battle did quite the dip there, 24 to 18 million. AFK Journey 25 to 18. FGO 36 to 17. Wow, like pretty much almost half there. DBZ Dokkan for Japan pretty much did significantly well, did 7 to 17 million. We have AFK Journey and Zoneless Zone Zero in China there. We have 46 to 16 and a half, and 16 and a half to pretty much the same there. I already said about Nikke, 18 to 14 million there. The first Summoning Wars, we have 12 million to 9 million. And then we just keep going down here. So we have the Idol Master here. A small dip, 13 to 8 million there. One Piece Bounty Rush, 14 to 7, so just half. Love and Deep Space Global goes from 7 to 6 million. Ensemble Stars, 6 pretty much stay the same, 6 to 6. Soul Leveling Arise took a little small dip, but I went from 11 to 6 million there. We have a few new games here. What is it? Gilonchao? I'm not sure. 5.5 million there. Beyond the World, 5.5, good as well. Azure Lane, Withering Waves both increased all the way to 5.5 million there, 1.9 to 5.5. Pokemon Masters went a little bit above, 3 to 5 million there. Miku Colorful Stage went a little dip, 8 to 5 million. Epic 7, 3 to 5. Dragon Ball Legends went to 8.25 million there. Wuthering Waves are 8 to 5 million. Arc Knights went from 6 to 5. Heaven Burns Red goes from 5 to 4. Blue Archive Japan there went to 6 to 4 million. Azure Lane went above 1.6 to 4 million for Japan there. Cooking Run Kingdom basically made double, 2 to 4 million. Final Fantasy VII Ever Christ Global went to 1.3 to 3.6. Idol Master Cinderella Girl Starlight there for Japan went to 1.3 to 3 million. Memento Mori there, 4 to 3, small dip. Fire Emblem Heroes, same, a small dip from 5 to 3 million. Battle Cats going just a little bit, 2.8 to 2.9. Arc Knights there going to 2.7 to 2.5, just a small dip. One Piece Treasure Cruise went to 4 and 2.5. Blue Lock Project there, pretty much stayed the same at 2.5. Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, a little bit, 1.9 to 2 million. And then we have Tears of Themis there, 1.3 to 1.9, and FGO for China there, 11 to 1.9. Ouch! A significant drop there. Princess Connect Redive for 3 to 1.9 million there. One Piece Bounty Rush on Global, 3 to 1.9 as well. Battle Caps raised above, pretty much double the revenue, 900 to 1.8 million. Limbus Company as well. Wow, they did really good. Went from 500,000 to 1.7. Langrisser went from 1.9 to 1.6, just a little bit dip. Azure Lane Global, 1.4 to 1.6. Final Fantasy VII for Japan, their Ever Crisis, 900,000 to 1.6. AFK Arena, a little small dip, 1.9 to 1.6. FGO for Global there, 3 million to 1.6. Roundus 2 Global is 1.2 to 1.5. And right now they are running the Senran Kagura collab right now. Barely started. Sword of Cumbalaria there went from 5 million to 1.5. Ouch. Yeah, significant dip there. Love and Deep Space went from 2.7 to 1.5. Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, 2.7 to 1.5. Blue Archive, 2.9 to 1.5. And that was for global there. We have a Bang Dream Girls Band Party, and the dogs keeps barking. 1 to 1.3. One Piece Treasure Cruise Global, 1.9 to 1.3. Seven Deadly Sins Japan, 1.4 to 1.3. Tower of Gods, 1.3 to 1.2 for global. And then another Eden, 900,000 to 1.1. And Atelier, that game there, 1.2, pretty much stayed the same there. Sword of Convaleria for global went from 4 million to 1.1. Wow, another dip there. Yeah, AFK Arena, Path to Nowhere, Punch Great Raven, and Girls Frontline 2 there went from pretty much all went from their original 1.3 to 1.1 million amounts there. And I think Girls Frontline 2 is coming to global soon as well. I think their pre-register is going on right now. Reverse Blue X Rebirth there. I guess a new game. It went to 1 million. Pretty good. Dragon Ball Legend 1.4 to 1 million there for Japan. We have the Scarlet Covenant there from 800 to 900,000, a small increase. Grand Summoners 1 million to 900,000. Yeah, a lot of these from then on is gonna be like small increases and decreases. Snow Peak here went from 1.1 to 900,000 there. Reverse for global 600,000, 900,000 there. You have the Mobile Suit Gundam here 1 million to 800,000. Final Fantasy War of the Visions 900,000, 800,000. Brave Exvius there for Final Fantasy 500,000 to 700,000. Dislight went from 9 to 700,000 there. Cat Fantasy, wow, Cat Fantasy went a huge jump, 160,000 to 700,000, very great. Bleach Brave Soul, 1.5 to 700,000 there. Cat Fantasy JP, 700,000, not bad. Reverse on JP, 400,000 to 700,000. Eversoul, 290,000 to 600,000. Miku here, it goes from 800,000 to 600,000 for global, just a little small decrease. Let me just keep going down a little bit more here. And the dogs keep barking, man. ReZero for Japan here went from 130 to 500,000. Okay, Honkai Impact to 290,000 to 400,000. Dolphin Wave 600,000, 400,000. Another Eden 200,000, 400,000. Yeah, from here on, it's just extremely small increase and decrease. So I'm just gonna quickly go down here. Just like say a few of the stuff here, like Tower of Fantasy 400,000, 300,000 there. Counterside 300,000, 290,000. Puzzle Dragon 300,000, 200,000. Ensemble of Stars a little bit decreased, 200,800, 180,000. Guardian Tales 180 to 170. I'll just keep going down and down here. Yeah, some of these are just like very, very small increases and decreases there from then on. Yeah, it's not too much of a difference here, but yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot more red than green. So I think a lot of the revenue happened to go down, and we have a few dead games here, which is Aster Tataricus, I'm not sure, and then Review Starlight here that were pretty much just dead there. And Alice Fiction as well is dead there. So yeah, so that's pretty much all the games that were, all the revenues that got released here. But of course, this is a Nikke video, so we'll primarily be talking about Nikke on this video. So let's get to the actual sales data right now, which is right over here. Yeah, so this is I'll pretty much just show you the recent right now. So it's gonna be pretty much the last 4 months that were released here in Nikke. For in case you forgot, we had both Bunny Alice and Bunny Soda here in June. In July, we had pretty much the summer event, so we did happen to have Summer Sakura and Summer Rosanna with a little bit of Ein there as well. But some of these units happen to roll around for August there, so we actually did happen to finally have the Evangelion collab started here in August. And then pretty much all the other units got released in September, which is Mari and also Rouge there. Yeah, so for the last quarter here for Nikke, for these last 4 months, yeah, I did happen to go a little bit below. We're going from basically 18 for last month to 14 now, but it's still doing really, really well. And if you look right here, it was pretty much 11, 17, 18, and 14 million per month there as well. But I know a lot of people were, well, it depends on the person. I know that some people didn't want Evangelion for the collab. Some might prefer something else instead. But I think the characters, did really well. Not only that as well, they were really strong units as well in the game. Yeah, I think they'll be useful for quite a while. But if not, let's look at the lifetime sales for the data as well here. And here is the lifetime mobile sales data in Nikke, where, yeah, pretty much this game started way back in November of 2022. And I'll quickly explain what happened in each of these months here, where pretty much obviously the game started here. It pretty much was going a little bit low. It wasn't until Modernia here in January. Yeah, Modernia finally got released right here in January. It went down a little bit below. And over here, right here in February, this is basically when the Chainsaw Man collab finally got released. Also as well, please note that pretty much this is when the PC version also got released too. So they basically released the PC client, and unfortunately from February on, pretty much February on now, that all the sales data were unfortunately not 100% true. Since now only ShiftUp has the official data, and they don't release that. They release it only for milestones and like that, but they don't release it all the time. Anyways, it happened to go a little bit more, and it wasn't here until the half anniversary here in April. That's where Dorothy happened to come out. Also, as well, during this time, we also had Alice banner around this time too. Unfortunately, it went down quite a bit, even that both Noir and Blanc could not slip the tumble here. It wasn't until we got over here during this time. This is when the summer event was happening. And right here in August, we pretty much had, I believe it was Summer Anise and Summer Helm. Two very, very good units there. And then obviously here in September, This is where we had the near collab. So we had 2B and A2 being present right here in September. It dropped a little bit below, and then it wasn't here till November, till the first year anniversary of Nikke came out. And that's when also Red Hood happened to be released. It went down, it dipped a little bit below. We did have the Christmas event, but unfortunately that did dip below. It wasn't until right here where we had basically Scarbs. So we had Scarbs and also a Modernia rerun happen here in January for the New Year's banner. And unfortunately it dipped again. Yeah, and then right here in March, we had the ReZero collab around this time. And then we actually did happen to have the 1.5 year anniversary. That's where a crown happened to be released there. Unfortunately, happened to dip down a little bit below. And then we did happen to have the summer units here as well. We had Summer Rosanna, also Summer Sakura, and all of that. We also had the previous summer units return as well. So we had Summer Knee, Summer Helm, Summer Neon, and Summer Mary there. And then afterwards, we did happen to have Evangelion collab, and then pretty much Evangelion collab ended now. And then we also do happen to have the 2nd year anniversary happening in October. Yeah, they didn't tell us exactly when, but they did happen to say it's happening in October. Also, as well, please note, we also do have Quincy, Escape Queen, and also Phantom coming in during that time, with pretty much Rouge bumping over, right after. And here's all the data that pretty much got released in Nikke here, guys. I know like the chart looks, a little bit hard to see what units actually came out, but here it shows what each banner contained, the time for the banners, what mission pass was there, which I've been lagging it, but actually have to update this graph. I actually have to upgrade the sheet with the other specialty passes that got released during these months. And besides that, actually, if you look a little bit to the right, you can look at the last 6 months of the mobile sales data here. And yeah, Nikke is still doing really good in terms of sale. I know that you see a lot of ups and downs, especially in the lifetime mobile sales data, but honestly, it's doing really, really well. I mean, especially if you looked at all the gacha games that got released, there was a lot that didn't even break 1 million, and Nikke's been doing multiple millions for pretty much, I think, since the game started. Yeah, it hasn't dipped to the single digits yet, but of course, it's always possible. And also as well, if you look a little bit more to the right hand side, you can look at the events that just happened in the game, which obviously we had the Evangelion just happening here. Not only that, we actually happen to have Rouge event going right now, which is the Jinx player. On top of that, we actually do happen to have a free Red Hood outfit here. On top of that, we have 5 free frames and all this other stuff, which looks like she has a very, very nice outfit, absolutely for free. Yeah, so that's all that's happening currently right now. Yeah, it didn't seem like that many events, but it's because Evangelion actually ran for quite a while. So it took a majority of the month there. And yeah, just like I was saying before, yeah, you see right here in February, that's when the Chainsaw Man collab came out. And this is when the mobile sales data, unfortunately, wasn't reflecting 100% true from that point on. And let me just go and let me just show you the last months here, actually. We're right here. Yeah, I see the last month going to be in October. We pretty much already know it's going to be Miranda, where you could already go ahead and earn the points there for Miranda's very, very nice outfit. I think it looks very, very cute on her. Not only that as well, we have for some of these Nikkes, you're going to see them sometimes appear twice, like for example, Bunny Soda there, and all that. You have Crown twice, Rouge there twice. The reason why is because some of these units actually roll over to the next month. And I know a majority of the time people pull like right when the unit's released. So a lot of people pull, right when the banner's released. And I know a few other people pull like right at the end. A lot of times FOMO kicks in, or if not, if the unit's really, really good, everybody will scrape and scrounge for extra gems in order to do extra pulls. So yeah, usually a majority of the time it's the beginning of the banner, but I know some people do actually pull at the end of the banner as well. And yeah, so we do have Rouge, Quincy, Escape Queen, and also Phantom happening very, very soon, which Quincy here is on the 3rd, and then we have Phantom on the 10th there. And yeah, so looking at the last 6 months here from September all the way to March there, yeah, see, it's still doing pretty well. The lowest month from this would have been June, right here with the Bunny Soda and Bunny Alice there, and also with a little bit of Clay as well. Yeah, unfortunately, that was like the lowest month. Unfortunately, Folk Wang with the bunny outfit couldn't help it. I guess a lot of players wanted something else instead. Even though they're really, really good units, yeah, I think players wanted something else instead. That was the lowest month there. And in terms of the collab, sales data, it's a little hard to tell because I know for September, most of it was actually for the Ava collabs. Or in terms of August here, we had a little bit of Summer Rosanna. We had Ein, a really good unit during that time. Unfortunately, Zwei didn't live up to how people would have thought she would have lived up. But I know a lot of people did happen to pull for Asuka and Ray because they're actually really good units. Yeah, even today, they're still really good units. And I think you'll see them later on in the future as well. So even if you want to add up these two, it's going to be like 32 million if you want to add them up all. I know it's not 100% true for the collab because only Shipped Up has that information. But if not, we actually even look over here for the ReZero one, for example. Yeah, I see the ReZero was for March and then rolling into April there. Of course, obviously, Crown actually had a hand on it too. That's why I'm saying this is not 100% true, but it wouldn't have been 35 million for there. I wish Shift Up would give us the actual how much they did financially well for the banners there. And let me just go ahead and over here for 2B here, since luckily for 2B, mostly her banner was just rolled up into 1 month there. I know Marciana was a little bit there as well towards the end, where pretty much a majority of it was just rolled over too. But it was 32 million there for the near banners. And then lastly for the Chainsaw Man banners over here, yeah, it was mostly in February. It got a little bit rolled over for March, which I know that some of it did happen to get eat up there. But also as well, I think it's because the PC version got released. I think we got like way more players introduced to the game, where each one was like pretty much 28 a piece there. So yeah, I just wish we actually got the actual data for the actual banners, so we could actually know what banners actually made a lot more sales than the others. Since I know a lot of people, they're like, especially when the ReZero banners came out, there's a lot of players that did not like ReZero. So I would like to know like how each of the collabs did, and that way people could like shut up about it. But if not, it's okay. Yeah, but that's pretty much all the mobile sales data here, guys. Yeah, I wish we had more data regarding the actual sales, but unfortunately ShiftUp's the only one that really has it. Let me just go ahead and leave it over here. And yeah, just like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having 2 new units coming into the game very, very soon. Quincy, Escape Queen. We also have Phantom coming in very, very soon. Then on top of that, we have the 2nd year anniversary coming to the game. I mean, it could be any unit for the 2nd anniversary. And just so you know, it's always a very powerful unit. I mean, so far, every major event in Nikke has had a Pilgrim. So the half anniversary had Doro, 1 year had Red Hood, the 1.5 year had Crown. So most likely it's going to be another Pilgrim, and there's been very, very few Pilgrims introduced in the game. For example, there has been Cinderella. If not, there has been technically Behemoth. She would technically be classified under Pilgrim there. There has also been Evangelion and Liberalia. They have also been present as well. There have been a few other Nikkes that have not mentioned as well. They've like either mentioned them or have not even, we hadn't even seen them at all. There's a few others as well, but yeah, there's just very, very few Pilgrims. So I'm assuming it's going to be one of them. But of course, ShiftUp could always like, throw us in for a loop, and they'll just, put something else instead. Hey, I mean, I would love if they happen to put a Chime. I mean, I would love if they would put Chime, but I don't think I think everybody wants Cinderella though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you guys found out some more information about Nikke in here, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give me a like and a sub. I would really appreciate it. All right, I'm Scrublord. I'll see you in the next video.